Imagine a world beneath the internet, a shadowy, invisible realm where anonymity reigns supreme. It's not just another layer of the web, it's a hidden, dangerous ecosystem teeming with secrets, where human lives are traded like commodities, and morality is blurred by the pursuit of power and profit. Welcome to the dark web, where fear, greed, and freedom intertwine in ways that challenge our understanding of what's real. You've heard of the internet we access daily, the one where we chat, stream, and shop. But this is just the surface. Below, buried deep, lies a concealed digital universe. Entering this realm isn't as simple as typing a URL. You need to descend into the Tor network, a labyrinth of encrypted pathways designed to hide every trace of your journey. As the layers of protection unravel like the skins of an onion, you're not just browsing anymore, you're slipping into a place where nothing is as it seems. A place where your identity is dissolved into shadows. Inside, the experience is haunting. The dark web is a marketplace where anything can be bought. Drugs, weapons, stolen identities, even human lives are exchanged with cold, clinical efficiency. Imagine standing in a room surrounded by criminals, all masked, all indifferent to the consequences of their actions. Each transaction feeds into a machine that runs on greed, where people profit off the pain, suffering, and exploitation of others. Among these digital corridors of crime was the infamous Silk Road. Launched in 2011, it wasn't just a marketplace, it was an empire of illicit trade. Drugs by the kilo, fake passports, hitmen for hire, it was all there, as accessible as placing an order for pizza. And behind it, the mastermind was Ross Ulbricht, a man who called himself Dread Pirate Roberts. Ulbricht wasn't a typical criminal. He saw himself as a revolutionary, someone who believed in an unregulated, free marketplace. Yet, in his vision of freedom, countless lives were destroyed. The police hunt for him was relentless, and when the FBI finally caught him in a San Francisco library, his laptop was still open, his empire crumbling in real time. But the fall of Silk Road didn't stop the wave of criminal enterprise. Another beast emerged from the ashes, Alphabay. It was bigger, bolder, more ruthless. By the time it was taken down in 2017, Alphabay had grown into the largest criminal marketplace on the dark web. But this wasn't just a takedown, it was a sting operation that shook the underground world to its core. Law enforcement didn't just shut it down, they took over another market, Hansa, running it covertly, watching, gathering data, collecting names. And when the hammer fell, it fell hard. Thousands of buyers and sellers who thought they were safe were suddenly exposed. Arrests followed, homes were raided, and for a moment there was silence. Yet the dark web is like a serpent. Cut off its head, and another will grow. With each shutdown, more markets rise. Criminals adapt, they grow more cautious, more creative. The stakes grow higher, and the law struggles to keep up. But this isn't just about drugs or weapons anymore. Now cybercrime takes center stage. Hackers for hire, malware, and ransomware flood these hidden markets. Behind the anonymity of the dark web, individuals and even entire corporations find themselves held hostage. Ransomware attacks, like the infamous DarkSide attack on the Colonial Pipeline in 2021, paralyzed critical infrastructure, leaving an entire nation in fear. Imagine millions of people running low on fuel, panic spreading like wildfire. This is the real-world impact of an attack born in the darkest corners of the internet. But while the dark web is a breeding ground for criminal activity, not all who walk these hidden pathways are evil. In places where oppressive regimes silence voices, the dark web becomes a lifeline. It offers a place of sanctuary for whistleblowers, journalists, and activists. In countries where speaking out can mean death or imprisonment, the dark web allows them to be heard, to communicate without fear of reprisal. The Tor network has been the silent protector for those fighting for truth in places like China, Iran, and other nations where censorship rules the surface. For them, the dark web is a last defense against tyranny. But make no mistake, this sanctuary of anonymity comes at a terrible cost. Beneath its protective layers, the dark web harbors some of the most grotesque human acts imaginable. In 2019, a global child exploitation ring was dismantled, revealing the horrific reality of abuse that was facilitated and spread through the dark web. Hundreds were arrested, dozens of children rescued. The images, the evidence, too disturbing to comprehend. It's a stark reminder that in the dark web's quest for ultimate privacy, monsters also hide. Even the way money moves in this world is different. Cryptocurrencies, led by Bitcoin, are the fuel of these hidden markets. Anonymous and untraceable, they allow criminals to move vast sums of money across borders with no oversight, no rules. Every transaction made in these black markets becomes a step deeper into the abyss. as the line between the digital and physical world begins to blur. But it's not just a battle of technology, it's a war for the soul of the internet itself. Law enforcement strikes in the shadows trying to catch up, but for every victory there's another marketplace, another scam, another dark corner that emerges. It's a relentless game of cat and mouse, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Because in this fight it's not just money or goods that are lost, it's lives, real human lives. As the future of the dark web unfolds, one thing is clear: it will continue to evolve. The tools to protect anonymity will grow more sophisticated, just as the efforts to track down criminals will become more advanced. But there will always be a balance of push and pull between privacy and exploitation, freedom and criminality. The dark web is, in many ways, a mirror of our own world, reflecting the best and worst of humanity. It's a place where you can disappear, free from the eyes of governments and corporations, but it's also a place where the darkest parts of human nature can flourish without consequence. And as long as there are people seeking secrecy and power, the dark web will remain out of sight, beyond the reach of most, but forever present in the shadows, where light never quite reaches. This is the story of the internet's darkest frontier. It's a story of freedom and terror, of revolution and ruin. And it's a story that continues to unfold, one hidden click at a time. Subscribe.